Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here for another video. I know I have not been posting in a while, but I'm here now, guys. I'm happy that you did stick around. Those of you who are new, thank you so much for being here on this channel. So let's get to it. Lately, I have been looking for a teaching job. Not necessarily looking for a job, but I have been just testing, what I got to offer on the market. So I've been submitting my resume or my CV in some cases and also cover letters to like different places seeking employment, not in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I just want to see how marketable like I am in terms of the job world. I would have served teaching in St. Vincent for 12 years. It's like sometimes, even after serving that amount of years and, you know, accumulating some qualifications, you would sometimes notice that out there, you're not recognized. It takes more than what you have. So, with all the things that I would have applied to, they were all favorable in terms of, wanting an interview or wanting like something follow up. Like in this case, that I'm gonna be showing you, this one actually wants me to do a video. And this video, they gave 4 different things that they want you to highlight in the video. One of them is to explain a concept of simple interest, and they would give you like an age range. In the next item, you actually would have to teach a diverse learner, somebody who has special educational needs. And there's also one where they are testing your competence in terms of your English skills or communication skills. And then the next one would be to test like your knowledge in terms of your practice. So, like, for me, it's like, how am I gonna get that done in a 10-minute video? I mean, the time it is reasonable, but I don't know. So I told you guys, like in a previous video, I hate compacting information or like having to work with a set time when it comes to delivering information. I mean, as a teacher, that's a skill that you learn very early, but in some areas, it's very hard to apply. So, in this area where I'm not familiar with the expectations from this school or what they are actually looking for, it's like totally hard. And also, I'm not familiar with the culture, as in the teaching culture. I have had experience with a few students in that culture, but like, on a general basis, I have not had the experience in that teaching and learning culture. So for me, that is like a whole new challenge. I mean, it's a new challenge. So so this is what I got here. Flour and water. I'm still undecided as to what I'm gonna do in terms of sticking them on. If I want to stick on everything or I want to allow some to be interactive. Because for example, like when the boy's crying, I made these tears, and this would be so cool to make that part interactive. And even when he wants the cookie, and even when she says, I'm gonna loan you $1. And these, remember, starting here, and this would be fold over like that. They won't be seeing the other parts until as the story unfolds, they get to see the parts. So, I could maybe even have these characters not on yet, and I could have the 1 cent. I could have the 1 cent not on the 10 cents, and then I could always put them on to make it a bit interactive. I don't know, but this is just what I did working from nothing because I basically have nothing, no type of teaching material at this point. Because where I am at this point, I am on a little vacation, so I don't have any teaching materials, and this is just what I came up with. This is currently my situation. No, I'm not gonna be buying. So tell me if you were ever in a situation like this and you just had to find a way to improvise, because this is me right here. So I just took out my cornflakes from the box and I'm going to make a storyboard. I'm going to be discussing the concept of simple interest, trying to explain this to a 5-year-old. I'm gonna go back to the story of the ant and the grasshopper. Here, I'm gonna pretend that they actually have owners, and these owners, they are school kids. This one lost his break money. The break money was $1. So she's going to loan him the dollar, and this dollar affords him this cookie. On her loaning the dollar, she's gonna let him know that she was actually saving, because she's smart, she loves to save. She was actually saving for her grandma's birthday to buy her a gift. And on telling him this, she's going to tell him that when it's time for him to repay her, he's gonna repay in 2 weeks. And of course, we're gonna go with the school days, so we're not gonna have him paying on weekends. So she's gonna give him 2 weeks to actually do this payment, and she's gonna let him pay 10 cents per day. But here's the catch to it. You guys see I'm missing Saturday, so I gotta put in that one. In him paying 10 cents per day, he's gonna add another cent to that 10 cents. So he's gonna have 1 more cent added daily. So with that, you can actually see that he is paying 10%. This was my first thought in explaining the concept of simple interest to a 5-year-old, because oh my, I think simple interest is such a hard topic for students to understand at that level. So I was using my eyeliner to actually put numbers. I had to take these pages from my journal. The brown paper that I used to make the 1 cent came from Chicken Band's bag. Thank you, Chicken Band, for your bag. Fortunately for me, my friend had brought the scissors. Otherwise, guys, I wouldn't have had a scissors. So all these are scraps, things that I've been cutting out here. It has been like a morning by itself, guys. Good day to you. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this first round of interview as a prospective employee of your institution. It is my pleasure to share with you on the topics that you have suggested. My name is Naisha. Let's get right into it. In teaching a student that is 5 years old the concept of simple interest, here is how I would do so. Using the storytelling strategy and a storyboard as my material. Here I would tell the story of this boy. Let's give him a name, Kyle, who was crying in tears after he lost his recess money. All right. You can also see that I would have used some interactiveness within the storytelling. Now it's time for me to explain how antibodies work to a student that is hearing impaired. Here I would use a model of the human body, and I would also use something that would give a germ or a poison to the body. Here we're going to use a snake, and in this example the snake bites the man I would label as it happens there, and then I could label the other things that happen. I can use some ketchup as the red blood cells, and then I can use tissue to fit in the white ones and so on, and show the student. I would also talk because these students sometimes they can actually look at lips and read your lips. Now I am going to convince somebody who is visually impaired to stay at this place that we can see here. So this place, has a picturesque view with rustic wooden cabin designed with. I would now suggest a teaching practice from elsewhere for teachers here in Barbados, and that teaching practice is Universal Design for Learning, also known as UDL. It's a educational framework that creates a learning environment to help students of varying abilities or diverse learners in one setting, so it allows them to learn inclusively. It is an approach that provides flexibility. So UDL, it actually gives students options, and it is really good to use the three parts of it in one lesson. Teachers, they use UDL. However, most times you don't find that the three different parts are embedded in one lesson. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. See you soon. Now, great. To work like you and how you work. This thing actually made another paper. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Glad to have you guys here as always, and let me know in the comment section what you guys think about my model and what your experience have been like in terms of, like the whole starting process, getting a teaching job. What are the expectations that different schools or companies would have asked of you? And this is not an online gig, it's actually an in-person gig. Yeah, the whole brick and mortar thing. So yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and until then, don't forget to keep trusting, keep faith, and continue to bloom in love, guys. Until I see you guys next time. Later now.